Okay, is this working? It seems like it's working. Alright, welcome to more Hearthstone related stuff. And I'm going to talk about my favorite deck of the moment. Is this Deathrattle Hunter thing. Let me go show you first. Okay, this Warlock deck is non-existent, so... okay. So, if you select Hunter on the thing right now, there's a deck called Whispers of Death. And it's basically leveraging Deathrattle minions, which stay on the board after they die or do some neat effect. And this deck is pretty good, I'd say. It's basically mid-range Hunter with a couple key select changes to add more Deathrattle minions, which hopefully will make you better at the game, or at least give you a big advantage. So let's see. I remember, did I make any changes to that deck? I don't think so. Let me go look. Okay, there are some subtle changes to this deck. Okay, so my version is a little more in the vein of getting the biggest advantage possible. So it's mostly just like minions, drop minions on turn, and then use minions, but that's about it. There's not much in here. Okay, so there's Hunter's Mark here. Hunter's Mark is mostly used to get rid of minions that are on the board that are too big for you to get through. This tends to be a problem when you're running against this current meta, and there's not really a lot of silence effects that are worth the trouble, because silence now costs a lot for mana, and I think I disenchanted the Ironbeak Owls, so that's why those aren't there. So there's not really a lot of silence effects, and this is the best way to get through. This is not like all-out aggression. This is just control the board until mid-game, and then race your opponent for damage. Okay, and Fiery Bat, which is the new Leper Gnome. I pretty much use this in every Hunter deck, I think. Because it's very good. And sometimes you get a free trade. Like if they use a 1-1, and if they kill this, sometimes it just kills it outright. And if they don't deal with it, it does a lot of damage. Quick Shot, which is from Blackrock Mountain. This is pretty much removal in this deck. It's not really face damage, although it can double as both, depending. You're not going to run out of cards, usually. If you are running out of cards, you're pretty much losing. Most of the time. King Zealot is a strange choice. It's, I believe this is from Grand Tournament. The reason why I run King Zealot is not because it's a great minion, but because the Joust sometimes can give you a beast of some kind that you can use to leverage your the rest of your deck's advantages. I mean, sometimes you're going to go Loot Hoarder, other times you're going to draw Enzoth the Corruptor, and if you make it to turn 10, you are in a pretty good position to win. So, King Zealot can be really good. Sometimes control decks will just beat you out, because they're going to win the Joust regardless, because they just have so many top-heavy minions there in terms of mana cost that they're just going to beat you, but for the most part, it's a pretty decent minion for 3-2 for 2, and you might get to draw a card out of it, which is also pretty stellar. I mean, it's still semi-random. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game in Hearthstone, but you can deal with it. Okay, Loot Hoarder, not a great minion, but the reason why it's in here is mostly because of the Deathrattle to draw a card. It's good in terms of getting card draw for Hunter, which doesn't have a ton of card draw, because Quick Shot is not really good card draw. But Loot Hoarder is good card draw, and even though it's a 2-2-1, the Deathrattle is worth it, because if, in fact, you find yourself in late game, Enzoth can bring it back to life. Eaglehorn Bow here, again, is for removal. There are no secrets in this deck. It just happens to be the most solid weapon, because every other weapon is either out of standard. Glaive Zook is definitely out of standard. And yeah. You always think of like Hunter as a weapon class, but really there's not that many weapons. The Gladiator Longbow, but Gladiator Longbow is for very specific decks and very specific purposes. Probably full control Hunter, which I don't think there's been much success with. Anyway, it's good for removal. You get 3 attack out of it. Sometimes it's good for lethal. Depends. Basically, everything in this deck kind of operates on both levels. It's for rush for damage and for controlling the board. So you get both. Animal Companion, it's mostly because Animal Companion can be really good. Sometimes you will draw a bad minion, but none of the Animal Companion minions are really bad. So I don't feel bad in running it. And again, they're all beasts. So, and King Zealot is a beast. Fiery Bat is a beast. And the reason why we run so many beasts is because we have Kill Command, which can do 5 damage, can act as burst, or can act as removal. So you kind of get both. And let's see. We have Unleash the Hounds. Okay, so Animal Companion doesn't really match up with the Deathrattle theme. Neither does King Zealot, but again, it doesn't matter. You're not going to want these to come back anyway. You can always use Call of the Wild, which I run 2 of, to get those back if you so need so much burst damage. Okay, Unleash the Hounds is surprisingly good for aggro and for removal of stuff. Especially if you happen to run Animal Companion and you get a Leok off of it. You get a bunch of 2/1 Hounds, and that's pretty great. But, again, all these are beasts, and the beasts will also synergize with stuff. Carrion Grub, I'm kind of on the fence about Carrion Grub being in here. I remember I had another Deathrattle minion in here before. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still evaluating the merits of certain minions in this deck. What did it run at 3? That's the problem with Hunter. It's never really had a 3-drop that's been like relatively solid. But this one is a beast and also enables Kill Command, so at 6 mana you can actually do it. Yeah. That's why. The reason why I run it is that there's really not much else in the 3-drop slot, and it's a surprisingly good 3-drop minion. Now, I think the other replacement, and the one I've been playing with the most, has been the Forlorn Stalker Battlecry. Give all Deathrattle minions in your hand +1/+1. You have a lot of Deathrattle minions in this deck, so naturally this card synergizes with it, but I'm not sure whether or not this is great. And the reason being is that it's based on the ones that are in your hand at the moment. So let's see. The ones that you'd probably want to get buffed are a Savannah Highmane or the Infested Wolf. Both are really good. So this makes it a 7/6, which is pretty good, and a 4/4, which is fantastic against Priest, let me tell you. But the thing is, sometimes you don't need the extra +1/+1. Sometimes you'll get a great turn when this comes up, and sometimes you get a just terrible turn. And because it's like 2 health minion, you're playing it for 3, and it mostly dies. And even though the stats are technically good, it doesn't usually live long enough to do anything of note. It could be good if you're going full offense, but the other problem is that to get the full value out of this, sometimes you're just going to have to play it out of curve. Like, usually you're going to have the card and you play it, and you have your Deathrattle minions get buffed, right? And then, for whatever reason, you're not going to have enough in there. And then you go, oh, well, I should wait a turn, right? And then you end up playing Forlorn Stalker on turn 4, which is not exactly what you want. And so it kind of can screw up your entire mana curve unless you have the exact right hand. So I'm not sure whether it's good enough to just have it like sit there at as a 4/2 without getting any benefit. Because otherwise, there's no reason not to run Carrion Grub, who is a 3/2/5, and you're going to get like 7 worth of stats for 3 mana, which is better than getting this Battlecry thing. Plus, he doesn't even get resurrected if you play Enzoth, so it's kind of iffy. I don't know. I've been trying both. I don't know which one's better. You can make your own decision on that. What's nice about Carrion Grub, though, is that it synergizes with the Houndmaster. Houndmaster is super good in this deck, despite it being a basic card, because it synergizes with every single beast, including the Deathrattle ones. You get +2/+2 in Taunt. Sometimes it's good to save yourself, sometimes it's good for trades, sometimes good for burst damage. It's kind of like Shattered Sun Cleric, except it only applies to beasts, but in Hunter, that doesn't really matter. And plus, it makes this thing like a 4/7, and it just, yeah, it's really good. Turn 6 play is really good. Follow-up play 3/4, also really good. Unleash the Hounds is good for trades. Animal Companion could be really good too. Loot Horde is not going to help. Yeah, so anyway, Houndmaster is pretty much good for almost everything in this deck, so there's no reason not to run it. Infested Wolf, which is our new 4-drop for Hunter, and it's fantastic. It's like Haunted Creeper, except it costs more, and the minions that come out of it actually give you beasts. So it's 2 1/1 spiders, which are actually beasts. So they also enable Kill Command and other beast-related stuff, such as Houndmaster. So it's basically 5/5 worth of, it's like 10 worth of stats for 4, and that's super good. And it forces awkward trades and things. Now with Forlorn Stalker, it becomes a 4/4, which is really good, but you're just gonna have to play things weirdly to actually make it work, and sometimes you just don't want to play things weirdly. Princess Huron, this is not a necessity in this deck, although it can be a very good swing turn, assuming you can actually keep a Deathrattle minion on the board, which it's possible. Most of the time, it's just a really solid 5-mana minion. Because let's look at the 5-mana minion slot here. And Ram Wrangler's good, but the problem is it's like way too random, and it just doesn't work. And the other two are just, these are for silly combo things. Starving Buzzard used to be good. Nothing else here really synergizes with the rest of the deck, and that's probably more than likely the reason why we are playing it. Yeah, I mean, Leroy Jenkins is more for face aggro. This is not really a face aggro deck. This is more like control the board and then figure out how to kill your opponent. So that's why she's in here. She's actually really good. I mean, 6/5 for 5 is not bad. And then if you get the extra value, it's a nice bonus. Usually you don't want to play it raw, but if you have to, it's still going to be decent stats. There's not a ton of things that do 5 damage that an opponent can do that doesn't cost like 2 cards or additional resources they don't want to. But if you can cast it on Savannah Highmane, it's like, you know, fantastic. And Savannah Highmane is basically like Infested Wolf, except better. And so now they made 2 of these things that do the exact same thing, except they're just at different points along the mana curve. Savannah Highmane is like the legendary that's not a legendary, so there's not much else you can say about Savannah Highmane. When it comes on the board, your opponent is scared to death of it. That's all we really have to say. Plus it's a Deathrattle, plus it's a Deathrattle. Fantastic. Sylvanas. Sylvanas is in here because Sylvanas. There's not much else to really say there, other than that taking control of an opponent's minion is really good. And it's also really good if you happen to get another Sylvanas at the end of the game. Is there anything else in the 6-drop slot that could be good? I mean, I was thinking of running Karen, but it's like Karen's function in this deck has been replaced by Savannah Highmane. I mean, all the beast synergy is going to do you a lot better. I mean, you could run Karen. I don't see the particular purpose. It's great in like Paladin and other things where there's lots of synergies and you don't have Savannah Highmane, but if you have Savannah Highmane, you just run that instead. It's going to do a lot better. Yeah, I don't think there's any other really great Deathrattles, so yeah. And that's also part of the reason why you run Sylvanas, because there's just not really a lot of great Deathrattles at the 6-mana slot. I guess you could run that, but no, don't run that. Okay, so now there's weird gaps here, because hopefully you're going to kill your opponent by then, but so at 8 mana we have Call the Wild. Summon all 3 Animal Companions. It's super good. It's basically a 9 mana worth of stuff for 8, and it's not random like the other Animal Companion card, so you get all 3 and you get 5 damage from Huffer immediately because Leok buffs it. So, and yeah, it's real good. That's why you run 2. Sometimes this finishes out the game, really. And as a final trump card, in case everything goes horribly wrong and all your Deathrattle minions are dead, you play Enzoth, you win. Usually people concede because there's not really much you can do to such a board. If they're not like a super heavy control deck, they're just going to die. And that's pretty much how it goes. Unfortunate for them. I know Enzoth is like, you know, in a mid-range deck, it's kind of a... It feels like it's wrong. But it tends to work. I mean, what else are you going to put into this deck anyway? You could go full mid-range and then figure out what else to put in, but it's fantastic in this deck, and it tends to work more often than not. Of course, when I play this on ladder, which I'm going to do right now, I'm going to lose, but we will see if I can actually win a couple games with this. I was having such a win streak with this, and here it goes. It's going to be terrible. I know it. All right. Let us begin. Okay, so playing this deck's really not that hard. I don't know why, Hunter decks are just not hard to play most of the time. Oh boy, he's probably playing mid-range too. Throw you guys away. Fiery Bat, please. Nothing. Obviously, the optimal turn is to have Fire Bat to play, but we don't have Fire Bat, so we have to live with it. Carp, Magikarp, Magikarp, Magikarp. Not bad. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so we're both running a mid-rangey kind of deck. Possibly the exact same deck. Please give me a 3-drop. Come on, Carp. Let's go. I'm squelching. Yeah, you also want to try to hit the hero power every turn. Okay, this is not bad. Excellent. Okay. I tend to get the bear a lot. A lot of people get Huffer. Okay, we both got the bear. That's fantastic. Although that makes it kind of weird. Just trade. He's ahead for now. No! That is so not fair. Okay, so... Thinking. Technically, Huron would be pretty good here, but I don't think it's the right move yet. If I attack this... Yeah, I don't think that's the right move either. Okay, so I'm going to quick shot this. If I attack this and it hits the thing... Nope. Excellent. Good. I win that trade. And I get to run both Savannah High Mains. Right, one after the other. Fantastico. That's fine. Thinking about what I want to run. I'm thinking I want to attack into that and then play Unleash the Hounds and then play Animal Companion. That was an interesting turn. Though I did kind of miss the Huron synergy, but I don't really need it. That's fine. Okay. I think we go all face. Even though we're 1 mana and it's kind of wrong. Yeah. He can't even get the Savannah High Main to die, which is really good. Hopefully I'll play Huron, or I'll play Call the Wild. If I play Call the Wild next turn, I think this is lethal. Could be. Alright, let's see. Depends on what he does. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, he's going to clear. Nope, good for him. Yep, and I'm going to play the Call of the Wild. It's still fine. I just trade with Huffer. Alright, let's see. Yes? No. Yes. So, the thought here is to hit this. Hit. Yeah, you know what? I probably should have went face. Yeah. I'm fine with him killing the other things. Oh, he had it too. That's excellent. Are we like playing the same deck? Probably. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna lose. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, I think that's it. Is that it? Let me look. Oh, I should have played Huron first. Oh well. That is life, isn't it? Thinking about what I want to play here. I think the 5 attack is going to be the most dangerous thing. I don't like this turn, but I gotta play it anyway. He may just have kill command and the game's over, but that's fine. It's just bad draw. Played as well as could possibly be expected. Yeah, he is lethal. Kill command, right? No? Wait, what? Wait, why did he get... Oh, that was BM, I guess. So yeah, that was pretty good. Alright, play another one. See, that's the mid-range hunter that doesn't have Nzoth in it. If we had had more of the lower cost minions, we probably would have done better, but... Or I didn't push for lethal at the right times. These are the things that happen. Watch, I'll do another hunter. The exact same thing. That's what always happens when I record. Oh, come on, really?
Let the hunt begin. Bring it on.
Okay, well, I'm okay with this. Let's see if I can play a technically better hand and then somehow navigate it to a loss. Also, you never want to do an even trade. You always want to attack face. And I should have been integrating the hero power into it too. My bad. What's he going to play? Oh, I don't care about that. Yes. This. Come on. Since when is Tundra Rhino in these decks? Seriously, what? Well, obviously he's going to trade. I'm thinking I play weapon, despite the fact that I want to play the carrying grub. That's fine. Better to have board. Plus I can play Lord Hoarder and integrate hero power and hit. That's good. Ah, that's fine. See, he was going to do it anyway. I think I want to quick shot attack. Oh, man, he has a lot of cards. That's because I've been able to actually play all mine. That's fine. Ugh, 1 mana off high main. That sucks. Plus, if he kills the what do you call it, Loot Hoarder, I get a card. So he mostly doesn't want to do that, but looks like he's gonna do it. Oh, good. His thing stays on board. I play Savannah high main. Because what else would you play on turn 6? Probably Hunter's Mark. That'd be what I'd do. Look at this. I'm so good. What's he got, like, explosive trap? Oh, okay. Hmm. This is technically the right move. Huffer. Oh. Wow, that was kind of disappointing. Yeah, you know what? Even if I had played this and I got in Leok, it still would have only had 3 attack, which wouldn't have been enough to kill. Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah, it would have. Yeah, but you can't play on based on just magic probabilities. You gotta play off what you can actually kill and control and stuff. Oh my god. What? What the heck? Really? Okay. Thinking. Well, the thing about this guy is that he has a very low... Yeah, you know what? That's probably what I'm going to do. What do I want to attack in with? I mean, there's definitely the chance that, that's fine. Now I have quick shot. Maybe I'll actually need card draw. I'm kind of surprised to see, what's his name? Please don't hit the Houndmaster. Thank you. Better. Okay, so he has a... okay, he's... Yep, good. That is an excellent draw. I may still win this game yet. I just don't understand what the purpose of the Reno was. Reno Hunter? Is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing. Okay, so beast. He discovers a beast. What beast could it possibly be that would win this game? Is it going to be actually the beast? Probably not. As you can see, we have not actually found Enzoth. Okay, I win. And I'm nice. Okay, so you've seen the deck in action. It's pretty much mid-range Hunter with more Deathrattle stuff. But, yeah, I like it. Bye!